Good evening, welcome to Blackjack Snowsport. You're here with Lynette, aka Fabled Hero NZ, and we're just looking at the Calling Auckland 4th of June 2021. So, here we have the war for the solar wraith between the forces of light and shadow is raging. All eyes turn to Auckland in June as the Calling Tournament Series makes its return, and in a 2-day format for the first time. So Legend Story Studios is proud to announce the first post-Monarch Calling event will feature both Monarch sealed decks and Monarch Draft, with the first edition packs, a product being used throughout the weekend. We've been working hard to offer players a full weekend of high-profile events as part of the Calling Weekend, and we are bringing it to you from New Zealand's most prestigious venue, the Aotea Centre. The Calling Weekend will showcase Monarch Sealed, Monarch Draft, and the long-awaited return to Classic Constructed as a featured gameplay format. Will also offer a $10,000 of cash prizes, professional tournament invites, and cold foil legendary prize cards. You have heard the call. How will you respond? Okay, so this is a big event. We're all really excited. So first and foremost, we have the sealed event, the team sealed event. So this is on the Friday, the 4th of June. So we have it as a Vagabond and CBD, Hobby Master and Penrose, Auckland, and Card Merchant, West City, Henderson, Auckland. So this is a battle-hardened seal event. So it's a team seal event. So this is multiple events. As you heard me say, 3 events throughout Auckland. Each team will consist of 3 members and will be given 9 boosters. So they will consist of, just get this to the centre. So it will consist of 9 booster packs. So 3 first edition packs. So that's just beautiful, more first edition. It's so great. In New Zealand we kind of missed the boat, so to speak, on the first edition, so we're really excited. We haven't opened an awful lot of first edition, and 6 Monarch Unlimited, so they're just teetering it out a little bit. There will be bragging rights, as bounties are to be earned with any team that takes down an LSS team and will be rewarded a prize bounty. Multiple LSS teams will be present at the events, and they won't be going down easy. You've got to remember, these guys live and breathe Fab, so they're going to be well primed and be there to really enjoy the day. So, and it is so much fun. It's not casual, but it's really fun. I participated in the Team Sealed event at the earlier Calling this year, and it was just absolutely wonderful. There were me and my 2 friends. I rocked an Azalea deck because that's me, Azalea. No, it's just what the pool provided. So we had great rounds. We got to play on the first table because we did well in our first round. Played some really great players from Wellington. Then lost and then kind of teetered off. One of our friends, because there was 4 of us, he joined 2 other people that didn't have a team, and he had the great pleasure of playing against the great creator, James White himself. So Team Sealed is really fun, and play to win, but enjoy the moment because it is just really cool. So I do encourage anyone that hasn't already got into a team, if hopefully there are still tickets available, Card Merchant West City and Hobby Master Event Centre in Penrose. Those 2 guys, they might still have some team places, so give it a go. It is so much fun. So now we'll just move on to the main event, which is absolutely sold out. So this is the Monarch First Edition Limited part of the calling event is just yay. So put your limited skills to the test. Players compete to each their name into the history books. Who will rise to the occasion and claim the trophy as well as the title of the calling champion? Glory, incredible amounts of cash and special prizes await. Day 1 begins with 6 Swiss rounds of Monarch sealed decks. The top 32 players will progress into the Monarch booster draft portion of the event, with the first draft starting on Saturday afternoon and the second draft beginning on Sunday morning. This was a professional level open entry tournament. No invitations or qualifications are required. Anyone can play. So it was $70 and there's a $250 cap. So at the moment it looks like there may have been some Australian participants that unfortunately are unable to attend, so there might be some little tickets being available. Unfortunately, with Melbourne being in lockdown, there is a few people that just weren't able to participate, which is such a shame. I really hope that they sort that out soon. So we're just going to click on to the primer here. So this is very important. There's a couple of important things in here. So we'll start with where it's been held. It's been held in the Aotea Centre at the Huia Rooms, level 1. There is paid car parking available at the venue, but there is also other places within Auckland. There is a link if you are looking to find somewhere to park in Auckland. And then food and drink. This is very important. There are no food and drink able to be consumed within the Aotea Centre itself. You're allowed a bottle of water, but nothing else. So you must take the opportunity when you have a break in between rounds, because there is no lunch break, to go and have something to eat. So I recommend a full packed lunch. There are a number of food places within the CBD of Auckland, but it will be much easier if you have something with you, because you may not have much time between rounds depending on what you build. And there's strictly no alcohol prohibited, which is fair. So the payment options, the entry fees for events are cash only. There are ATMs within 5-minute walk. The second chance sealed, which will be on the Saturday afternoon, will be $40, and the ProQuest, which is on the Sunday, is $35. No electronics are able to be plugged into any sockets within the tournament area, so please bring your portable charging device. All players are expected to keep with the tournament rules. Players are expected to bring their own dices and accessories to the event. Life total should be kept with pen and paper. So keeping with pen and paper means that you will be you won't knock the table and the dice knock off. You won't run out of energy on your phone and your life totals go. It's just easier, and also I use it as a way to record how my games are going. You can just write who the hero you played against was or whatever, and it just gives you an idea of how the play went by the score keep. I've used this for previous tournaments and it's quite helpful anyway. So pen and paper. Tokens such as heroes, weapons, soul shackles and spectral shields will be provided by the event. If you do not open these in your seal pool, so you get a beautiful prism seal pool, you don't have prism, you don't have the shit, they will give you those tokens only. They're not going to go give you the legendary weapon, but the tokens. So that's what they will give you, and you'll be able to use that deck. They recommend it that players do not congregate in the play area after the conclusion of your games. Be respectful to other people. Go outside, watch quietly. Don't hover over the top, because there's nothing worse than being the last game playing and all these people crowding around. It's not conducive to having a good game. So be respectful, allow people to be able to concentrate when your games are over. Pairings of events will be done online. Pairings for each round will be viewable through fabtcg.com account, so there's no need to crowd around boards of traditional paper. Pairings will still be available, but it is really easy. You pop onto your phone, go onto FabTCG, find your pairings, and even enter your results there too. It just makes life easier, it makes things flow, it just works. So everybody, that's basically what we're going to be having for the primer, and then we'll go back, and then we've got back down here, so videos and disclaimers. So as with every event, there will be someone recording videos and photos, and this is just a disclaimer to say that they have they reserve the rights to use any photography and photos taken. You may, if you wish, not to have your image recorded, submit in writing with a photo for identification purposes, and they will hold it in confidence and do their best to not put something up with your image on it. But if you do not contact them, then they still reserve the right to use any visual media that they get for any future use for books or videos, magazines, brochures, that kind of stuff, or TV. Any person or not affiliated with Legend Story Studios may not use or copy, alter, modify Legend Story Studio photos, graphics, videography, or other similar reproductive or recordings without advanced written permission, authorized decree from Legend Story Studios. Thank you very much for your understanding and cooperation. So this is just just making sure that we all understand that there will be photographers, there will be videographers. If you are not comfortable, please let them know. Finish. And yes, that you cannot use their art, their information without their permission, which is pretty self-explanatory, I feel. So then we'll go on to this day one, part one. So this is a part that's been updated. This was not the original structure. So we'll just make it bigger so it's easy to see. Okay, so day one, part one schedule format. So doors open at 9 AM, players meeting at 9:45, and start time is 10 AM. And we will be making a Monarch sealed deck. So I think we'll just go into what a sealed deck is. So we'll just click on that and it'll tell us what a sealed deck is. So it's deck construction. Players will open 6 booster packs using contents of Constructor's 30 card minimum deck, not including hero weapon equipment cards. Note. So, note, it's during the start of the game procedure, the exact 30 card minimums are chosen. Typically, a player will change a small number of cards of the deck based on the hero they are about to play against. So, you can change some cards before you start, but you must have the 30 card minimum for the sealed deck construction. A deck may only contain generic cards and cards of the same class as the hero's card. The 3-card limit applicable to constructed formats does not apply in limited formats. A sealed deck may contain any number of copies of each unique card. For example, if your pool contains 5 copies of Scar for a Scar 1, you may include all 5 copies in the deck. Deck construction, hero weapons. Only young heroes are legal for limited formats, sealed decks and booster drafts. Players may add young heroes and weapon cards of their choice into their card pool during the deck construction. Cards added this way are from a publicly available pool of young heroes and weapon token cards provided to the tournament organizer, or by pooling the token cards open from the booster packs between all players in the event. Young hero and weapon token cards are plentiful and available in all booster packs. For tournaments that does not require card pool registration, players may change heroes between rounds. So we'll go back because that's the important bit that we wanted to know. What is a sealed deck? So we'll be Swiss rounds, 6 rounds. Then we'll at part 2 is the top 32 scheduled format. So start time is 3:45 and it is a Monarch booster draft. Rounds for draft pods. There will be 3 rounds, 4 pods, 3 rounds per draft. Rounds will be played against players in your draft pool. This is important. So you will be put into the 4 draft pods and there'll be 3 rounds per draft. And that's my understanding of it. And then day 2 schedule. So doors are open at 8 AM. Players meeting at 3:45. Start time 9. Format Monarch booster draft. Top 32, 3 rounds, 4 pods, 3 rounds per draft. And then top 8 single elimination. Players will be seated in draft pods based on standings after Swiss sealed. After the draft 1, players will be seated into new draft pods based upon their standings. Tournament structure, Swiss rounds, 3 plus 5 minutes of duration. Players will be seated in draft pods based on their Swiss sealeds. Top 8 matches are best of 8. Players will still expected to play in a reasonable pace and show slow play penalties will be enforced. For each of the top 8 matches, the players will finish a higher than Swiss portion. The event chooses to play first or second. So whoever is placed higher in the Swiss round gets to choose whether they play first. So if Matt is placed at 3 and Justin is placed at 6, Matt gets to choose. Just names are picked out of a hat, okay? Alright, all participants will receive a Monarch season calling exclusive playmat featuring Nourishing Emptiness while stocks last. A first come, first served basis via registration. So any of those people that registered first, I believe, and I'm hoping because I'm one of those people that got in quick, means that you will get that mat. If you don't make the top 32 but are keen for more flesh and blood play, we've got you covered. Registration for Second Chance Sealed will open after the top 32 is announced, approximately 3:30, and you get to choose. They close at 4, and the total of 3 round sealed event featuring first edition products and prizes based on your number of wins to be confirmed on day. So that is the second chance sealed, which sounds like really fun. This is actually a new edition. It wasn't originally in the format, so I'm really excited for. I mean, I'm hoping that I can do well enough in my seal pool to get 32. I am not the highest ranked player. I am been working really hard on doing my seal pools and understanding the cards and doing well. So I'm hoping I'll do well. 30. I'm aiming for 30. Not too high, but so it's but if I don't get there, it's nice to know there's something I can do. High chances are that will be me, but that's fine. And then we've got Sunday, which is the ProQuest Classic Constructed. So this is for all the people that don't make the top 32 but want to have a good game. So Classic Constructed will make its return in the grand stage of organised play. ProQuest boosted prizes are up for grabs, as well as Coldfoil Heroes and Top 8, and the Golden Coldfoil Legendary to the winner. Whether it's a light or shadow, swords or axes, arcane or physical, angels or demons, or fantastical illusions that deceive your opponents, bring your mastery of old heroes and talented new kids on the block to the forefront of tournament play. This is an open entry event. No invitation or qualification is required. Anyone can play. So it starts at 8 AM. Players meeting is 9:15 and start time is 9:30. So there's a $35 New Zealand to play, and it's Classic Constructed. So it's Classic Constructed with Swiss rounds cutting to top 8. There is 128 players, so that's on the assumption, some people will just not be able to attend the second day. So because there is 250 in the first day, and only 32 of them will make it into the top, and then some people just won't make it to the second day. The number of Swiss rounds to be played is based on the attendance outlined below. Swiss rounds are best of 1 and will be 50 plus 5 minutes in duration. If there is 64 or fewer, 6 rounds. If 65 to 128, there will be 7 rounds. So there are some reasonable prizes. There will be the top 8 are best of 1, and top 8 matches have no time limits. Again, the same as the other. For the top 8, for each of the top 8 players that finish higher in the Swiss portion of the event chooses to play first or second. So it's the same as the other tournament. If you are higher, you get to choose if you go first or second. The champion gets a random gold drop Coldfoil Legendary and a Coldfoil Adult Hero and PTI. So that is a tournament invitation, Pro Tour invitation, that's the one. And then the finalists get a Coldfoil Hero, and third and fourth get a Coldfoil Adult Hero. So from 8th to finalist, all get a Coldfoil Hero, but if you're that number 1 player. So the thing is, not everybody will get the best pool, so some people will probably shine on in Classic Constructed. You know your heroes, you know them inside out, you're going to play them well. So let's go. And that's the fun of it. It's the greatness of the event. So I hope to see you all down at the... Ooh, I did not say what... So I did not let everyone know what the actual calling prizes were. These are beautiful. Can you see them there? So, champion of the calling, $1,200. A golden Coldfoil extended art, Viandel's spring tunic and a professional tournament invitation. Then the finalists, $900, or random gold drop gold foil legendary and a PTI, and third and fourth all the way down to 8th will get this gold foil legendary and a PTI. So 8th and up. So if you get top 8, you get a PTI, a professional tournament invite. That is just beautiful. And if you just make the top 32, $200. And the bragging rights are making top 32. So that's my little rant about the calling. Just remember, make sure you have plenty of water, bring a charging device, plenty of snacks for in between rounds, because there is not a scheduled lunch time, and bring your A game. We're going to have some fun. Enjoy opening these first edition cards, because in New Zealand we have not had the opportunity to open so many of these cards. Come and enjoy, and thank you again. So you've been with Blackjack's Notice Board, and Fabled Hero says goodnight, and we'll see you in the weekend with my new project.